Hi there, I'm a bronze ranked player who knows he isn't necessarily good, but definitely wants to improve. Lately, I'm losing constantly and I'm really curious about what I can do to improve. I almost exclusively play Mizuki and really enjoy the hero, but so many losses has me questioning myself. I was hoping someone could take a look at my most recent game and offer up some tips on what I can do to improve / help the team. Should also mention that I solo queue. Yeah, okay, cool. I can help you out just to give you the social proof, just so you have a sort of reason to believe me. This is my current alt account. These are the ranks that I'm at. This is like GM5. I've kind of dropped a lot, but it's fine. It's open queue. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about open queue. This is my main account right now. This is the current ranks that I'm at as of the 23rd of July. And let's get into the review. So Mizuki is a pretty good hero. Like, he's definitely like maybe the best support right now. Would be like, I don't think that would be crazy to say. I'm not gonna get too much into how to play him. Okay, first off, don't worry about, okay, the first mindset shift, like this should immediately change how you think about the game. You do not see your teammates as human beings. They're not real. I don't care if you're talking to them, I don't care. I mean, look, if they're your friends, then they're probably real. But you do not turn around and see what they're doing. You move forward and you shoot your gun. It's that simple. We do not sit around and wait around, okay? That's the first thing. Yeah, so it took you, okay, right? It took you, let me pull up the scoreboard, okay? Boom, boom. It took you 28 seconds to do any damage, okay? That is not amazing. So the reason why it took you so long to do damage is because, one, you're playing this like passive playstyle where you're looking around waiting for your team to do stuff for you, and two, you are not going to somewhere where you can see the enemies, right? Your goal as Mizuki is to build up your aura as fast as possible, and you do that by doing damage. As soon as you see the Mauga shooting over here, get to this corner, come over here, shoot him until he gets to back up. And your hat usage, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you don't want to use it like this because these guys don't need the healing right now. You want to use it when people are in more need of healing, okay? And like this hat, tell me, did this D.Va need this hat? Not really. And like, by the way, the hat does 90 healing to the first person it hits. D.Va does not need 90 healing right now. You would rather save them for people who are actually in danger. You could have also chained that guy too. The Pharah didn't need the hat. Again, the team just doesn't need the hat. So your gameplay is heavily, how do I say the word? Characterized, I think. I think that's what to say. You are heavily like worried about what your team is doing, and instead of about what you're doing. Alright, chain. You need to use your chain. You need to use your chain. You need to use your chain. Chain. Okay. I'm gonna get into it's like all of the problems after the game. I don't want to go too in depth because this is, it's bronze, not events. But you aren't gonna need too much. Okay, let's try. That's what. Okay. The reason why I'm kind of skipping through this is because I want to see how you play generally. I want to see if this is how you always play. Okay, so you're doing damage now, which is good. Again, bad hat. This ult isn't very good because no one on your team is like actually committed. The reason why, like on paper, the ult's fine, but because it's gonna be placed really early, this forces your team to make a choice. Either they walk into it when they didn't want to and they weren't ready, or they just ignore it and play up here because they don't want to walk in yet. You want to wait until the fight's actually started and then use your ult, because look at what's gonna happen. They have to walk forward, and sure, it might be a good idea for them to walk forward, right? Like, that might be the correct play, but them walking forward let the Onron kind of kill your Ana, right? This Onron wouldn't have been able to do this if like the D.Va and the Onron stayed up here because they had nothing else to do. So like you forced them to drop and then like got your Ana killed. Okay, so I can say quite frankly that you are playing this character completely incorrectly, but that's a great thing. Okay. That is fantastic for you. I'm really glad that this is an issue for you, okay? I've never seen someone play this character so poorly in my entire life. And that is really good, because there's a lot to improve on, which is good. Pardon me. So those are good hats. Okay. I mean, there's already a lot to say. You know, you're not really doing anything, and like I just want to wait. I might not even go through this whole game, and I might do something a bit unique for you. Let me see how I'll see how the next 2 rounds turn out, and then I'll see what I need to do here. Again, very passive. We're not moving forward to do any damage. Okay, should have popped that bit, whatever, but that's fine. And looks like you're gonna lose. Oh no, you're probably you might win. Nah, you lose. Okay. Let me see this next round. Now, good news, I know why you're in bronze. Bad news, I know why you're in bronze, you know? So the issue is that fundamentally you are playing this character just incorrectly. You are not doing what you need to do in order to win the games. And like, there's no point me going over each fight, like, you know, fight by fight, because there will be no point, because you are fundamentally just playing incorrectly, okay? I just want to see if there's any, like, outliers here. You shoot the tank a lot. But he dies, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. I don't need to say anymore. So, let me kind of help you out here. So I know this isn't really a VOD review, but this is more of like a different video. So with Mizuki, you need to build up your aura, right? And you do that by doing damage and by healing people. Because you're not doing really any of that, you don't get a lot of aura, okay? So I want you to be, again, like I said at the start of the review, stop trying to look back at your teammates. I want you to just only focus on doing, like, damage, right? Like, I want you to just shoot your gun all of the time to build up your aura, okay? So now, about your kit, because you're using everything wrong. So, like, let me give you, a complete rundown of how to play Mizuki, okay? So, your shift ability, the way you're using it isn't terrible, because, like, you know, you can get in close and then shift out. The problem with that is that it's a very reactionary playstyle, and it doesn't help you get the most amount of value, okay? The way you're meant to be using shift is that, you know, you're meant to be shooting and you're meant to be doing damage, you know, using hats when people need them, and I'll talk about that in a sec. And then let's say your D.Va is going to fly in on someone, right? And they're going to be distracted by the D.Va. This is when you use your shift from a position to walk in and do damage, because this allows you to get close, and then guess what? You can TP out as the shift ends, and you've never really been in any danger. That's how you want to consistently be using your shift. Your chain, it's kind of hard to mess up your chain, but like, your issue is that you're just not using it enough, right? I'd say for you right now as a bronze player, just use the chain every time you think you can hit someone, right? Even if it's the tank, even if they might not be the most killable. Every time you think you can hit someone with chain, just use it. But the best time to use chain is when you're going on these engages with your shift, and you kind of do this, and you miss the chain somehow, and you go for the chain on that engage, because it's going to help you get the kill. Now with your hats, these are like your primary form of healing, so I don't want you to be wasting them, right? You want to use them when people are actively taking damage and they're kind of low. Now, obviously, I can't heal these guys now because they're not, you know, I have to wait around. But like, I wouldn't use the hat on them now. You see how this guy's low and he's taking damage? This is when I would use the hat, because it's going to sustain them in that fight, right? I don't want you to just use it on people because they've taken a bit of damage. And then your ultimate, you want to use it when people are actually committed in, when they're close, when people are using cooldowns, right? And you want to place it somewhere where it's going to help your teammates so that they can stay in an area, and the enemies have to either, you know, not be able to shoot your teammates because they're in the ultimate and they have to stay there, or they have to try and go inside of the ultimate in order to get value, but that's dangerous, or they just have to back up, and that's going to let your team go forward, and I don't want to say like take space, but you know, it's going to let them go forward. So what I want to do is I want to go into a game just quickly, like a quick play match, and I want to help you really understand what you're meant to be doing. Because the reason why you're in bronze right now is because fundamentally you just don't get what you should be doing. And like, that's the main issue, okay? So your like issues are that one, you don't really do enough damage. You're not being proactive enough. You're kind of waiting around for your team. Never wait around for your team because they're also bronze players and they suck. You have to be the person who does things and makes the game happen in order for you to win. And then next we have the cooldowns, and I'll be very much going over how to use the cooldowns in what's it called? In this video. And I'm also gonna link in the description. This is my program. You know, you don't have to purchase anything. You can get a free trial. But I'm gonna link in the description a video where I go over Mizuki's kind of gameplay loop, and I've also got some like a bonus video which is going to talk about the hats. If you watch that, you'll kind of fully understand how you should be playing Mizuki. And this is me playing him at like a pretty high level. Imagine playing him in your level right now. So I'm gonna have this in the description. You know, there's no pressure to buy anything. This is just where I store the video, okay? So the way I like to explain heroes is sort of like a gameplay loop. As in, what should you be doing on repeat in order to get the most amount of value on this hero? Now, Mizuki, it's pretty simple. Your kit is centered around your TP. You want to be going in with that TP as much as possible. But the thing is that you want to have good timing, which means when your team goes in and distracts the enemies, that's when you want to use your TP. Because if you use it too early, well, then you're going to have 5 people look at you, and then you're not going to be able to get any value, right? And so how do you make your team go in? Well, then you have to shoot. You have to use your hats to keep them up. And this is going to put pressure on the enemies, and it's going to let your team go in. And then we're going to use our chain on anyone who is killable. I don't want to complicate things too much, but chaining the tanks usually isn't a great idea unless they've committed something and they're vulnerable. But usually, if you chain a DPS or a support, they're probably going to die, okay? So here, I'm just coming out of spawn. I don't care what my teammates are doing. I just want to go do damage. That's like my main thing. I'm going to go forward, and I want to shoot, okay? So there's a guy there. They have a Widow, so I have to be careful. I see a Doom here. I see that he's he's committed in. So now I can go on him, right? You see how I used the hat there to go on the Doom? I'm gonna die probably, but it's okay. I'm alive. Nah. Okay, so here, my Doom's going forward. I can now go forward with my chain and my TP and go for a kill, and then I can just TP out when I'm in trouble. I probably should have mentioned that before. There's a Widow. I have to be careful. And like that's how you want to play Mizuki. You want to constantly go in with that TP ability instead of getting out. That's your main issue. You keep doing this and using it to get out, but that doesn't help because if you TP back, well then you're going to be in danger still, right? So here, I'm just going to try and shoot. There's a Widow over there. I need to cover. I'm going to hat people when they're actually going to die. If I don't, there we go. I'm just going to keep shooting. And now, I'm going to go in with TP. Why? Because the enemies are distracted. And then when I get put in danger, that's when I can just TP out. I'm going to try and hack my Hanzo when he needs it. Unfortunately, there's also a Widow. But that's okay. Right, but like, I don't really want you to pay attention to like, you know, if we win or lose. I want you to pay attention to how I'm playing and how this is helping my team. So here, I'm going to hack my Kiri just because she's kind of low. Now I'm just going to poke, do damage. This is going to build on my aura. And then when I see someone killable or they're super distracted, maybe I can go in. I'm going to use hat to keep him alive. I have to chill against the Doom here. So here, I'm not going in yet. Now I can go in because he's feeding. I'm going to pop ult because they're committing cooldowns. I'm going to try and shoot. Kind of having a hard time right now. I'm going to chain the Doom because he's just in. How's he not dead here? What is it? Hey, I'm going to use my TP to try and get around. Okay, what is going on in my quick play match? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. No, I can get away. I mean, yeah, we are just getting fucked right now, but that's okay. Cass! You're walking in the open. So every time the enemies are distracted, you always want to be looking for a TP to go in. And I'll try and make that happen. Is she up top? Well, I guess I'm never gonna know. So here I could just use the TP to try and fight the Widow. But like you see how I'm just using the chain, and it really helps me to get a kill here. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in yet. I'm gonna TP when he needs help. Chain when he's vulnerable. And now I can use my TP when people are actually fighting, and that is going to allow me to get a kill. Very nice. So they have Widow. I'm going to chill. Man, I'm going to just peek because it's quick play, and I don't really care if I die. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to just poke. This is going to help me build up my aura, which is going to help us get a lot of healing. Now, I can chain the Doomfist fire because he went in, and he's vulnerable. And I can keep going in because I have TP, and then I just get out. I'm going to use my hat when people are vulnerable. I'm going to go in because they're distracted. See how the Brig's not paying attention to me, so I can just flank her and get an easy kill. Unfortunately, there's just a Widow in this room for some reason. Don't know why. That's okay. Nice shot from him. So I have my ultimate. Assuming I can get back to actually use it correctly. How am I going to use it? Well, in the middle of the fight when people are committed in, because it's going to force them to play inside of it. And then of course my hats. I'm not just using it on people who are low. I'm also using it on people who are like fighting, who are getting shot at. So here I'm just going to chill. I'm going to poke. They still have Widow, so I'm not going to do too much. I'm going to try and chain the honor on. I miss. Okay, so like you see how now they're committed in? I can use my ultimate because now we can just play him for free. I'm going to make sure to heal people when they need it. I'm going to use my chain to go in. Or my TP to go in. And you see how I can shoot her like in the back as she's distracted? That's what the TP is for. Your big thing, man, and I know I'm kind of saying a lot. I'm like go cooldown by cooldown, right? The big thing is that you were using the TP almost as like a Sojourn slide or like a Cassidy roll. That's not how this ability works all of the time. Like sometimes, yeah, you might be playing somewhere and then you get pushed and then you want the dash. But that dash isn't really good enough to keep you alive. It's the fact that you can TP back to this little totem thing, okay? So how you should be using it is go from a safe position to an aggressive position, like up here where the enemies are, shoot them, and then TP back when you get put in danger. That's it. And then in terms of the perks, it doesn't really matter, but I recommend you take the two that I picked here. Expose Soul and Quick Step. Just because it's going to help you do what you're already doing. Because if you land a chain, you do more damage. And you get more speed when you're in your little ability here. So here, I'm going to just poke. I'm going to just poke before the fight. And then when I see my team kind of going in, that's when I'm going to go in and go for a chain. And then TP out when things go back. Poke, chill. And like this damage is going to help my hog kind of go in. And now I can push the Widow when she's like low. I'm going to try and go for a chain. I see an Arnon over here. I want to try and go over her. Why? Because she's distracted. And then when I do that, she dies. I'm going to use the chain on the Brig. Obviously, I'm basically just using my chain off cooldown whenever I'm playing up against the Squishy. Against a tank, I do want to chill a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to get around here. I want to help my cast because he's taking damage. And then TP out when I get put in danger. And that damage is probably going to help my dude live. The only problem we're having right now is that it's just kind of hard to live. So here, I'm going to chain the honor on. This is going to help me do a bunch of damage. And I have my ultimate soon, so I can just pop that. I'm going to just pop it here so that we can actually walk in. There we go. So here my cast is getting pushed. I'm going to use my chain to help him. Or my hat, sorry. Not my chain. I don't know why I keep saying that. Okay, they're distracted. I'm going to go in with my ability here. I'm going to go for the Widow. TP out when things go bad. Trying to help these guys. So you see how this hat is really going to help them with the, like, as they're fighting. I'm not just using it to heal them, right? Boom. Kiriko needs healing. I come back and I heal her right as she needs it. And then I can go push the Arnon because she's distracted. Okay, I have to chill because I don't have my TP. And then just chain the Arnon. There we go. I don't really care if I get hurt because I can TP out. And like you see, like there, that is exactly why the TP is so strong, because you could just use it to get out of any bad situation here. And again, using my TP to go engage people and then just get out for free. Okay, I'm gonna go TP in. And then just TP out when things go bad. I don't know where the Widow is, I have to be careful. Nice. Okay, the Widow's up top. I can't do much about that, but I can push the honor on him. TP out when things go bad. I'm gonna keep shooting, of course. Always shooting. Now I can go in. Why? Because he's busy and he's distracted. And then again, using my TP to go in, get value, and this helps with the pressure, right? Because if I'm constantly doing stuff, well then they can't really play the game. I'm trying to watch out for the Widow here. That's the big thing. Oh, I can kind of just go in a little bit maybe. TP out when things go bad. And then with my ultimate, I'm just going to wait until people commit in. Like, for example, my Roadhog might need help. Oh, she's good. So here, Arnon's committing in. I'm going to use my TP to live. That was a good shot from that guy. My bad. Somehow I missed the chain on that guy. I probably shouldn't have used... I probably shouldn't have walked on him because I had the ultimate. Could have just shot him from outside, but that's okay. But, like, I'm 21-4 right now. I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how we're even losing this. I tried to chain him, but the Hog cooked him. I'm going to heal my Hog because he's getting pushed by the Arnon. I'm going to TP out when things go bad. I can't heal the Hog there because he's obviously getting antied. I can chain the Arnon. I see Widow over there. I'm going to use my TP to go in. Try and get some value. And then TP out when things go bad. Okay, now I can go in again. So this Widow is causing some serious problems for our team here, but that's okay. But like, you can see just like how much I'm doing. Even if we're going to end up losing this game, I'm doing so much, right? And that's because I'm shooting a lot. I'm using my TP to go in all of the time. I'm using my chain on people that I can actually kill. I'm using my hats not for no reason. I'm using it when people actually need healing. Because otherwise, the whole point of your aura is to heal up the chip damage. You don't need to use your hat if someone takes 20 damage. That's what your aura is for, right? Because it does at max, it does 20 healing per second. So you don't need to what's it called? You don't need to heal up the chip damage like all of the time. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
3, 2, 1.
Right, let's go. We can win this. I mean, Lighthouse is going to be pretty rough if that Widow gets the angle over there, but it's okay. So here, I'm going to shoot and build up my aura. And you'll notice, by the way, haven't paid a single bit of attention to what my team is doing. I'm going to wait until my team kind of engages. Then I'm going to go try and create an angle here. So here, I hit Lucio with the chain. TP out when things go bad. I'm going to just build up my aura. And now I'm going to go in on someone. I'm going to go in on the Lucio here. And I failed my TP, but that's okay. He's 1 HP. There we go. I killed that guy. Not anyone else. I did. I'm going to go in on the Ana. Why? Because she's distracted. It's fine. I can. And then I can just TP out. I might die here. I need a heal. Ah, unlucky. My bad. I got scared because I got slept, so I wanted to TP out, but then the Ana was right behind me as well. Tragic. That's okay. And yeah, playing like this, you're going to get a lot of damage, whilst also not really being under threat of dying, because you can just TP out all of the time. So yeah, that guy actually needs a heal. I'm going to go heal him, right? Because they're under pressure. They actually need it. I'm going to go flank this Arnon here. And then you see how they look at me, and then I can just TP out. I'm good. I'm all good, bro. I'm going to hide behind the cover so I don't die. I can help that guy. Unlucky. Okay, well, I have to try and TP out when I'm in danger. And, like, Mizuki is so, like, mobile, because, like, they can chase me all they want, and then they can't really get to me. Gonna try and go for the chain on that guy. I know Widow's looking at me, but I'm too good to die to that. I'm kind of just in a weird position where I'm just getting chased, so... yeah, it's interesting. And then I can just use my chain and my TP to go in on the Widow. Basically for a free, right? Like, he can't do anything to me. I might just pop my ult here. I don't want to die. I'm going to die anyway. Well, you know what? Ignore that, okay? Ignore that. Look, my team is trash. But, like, because it's quick play, the matchmaking isn't really, like, fair or anything. Like, it's just people, right? Like there's a rank. If you start playing like this in your rank games, you're gonna end up winning. I tried to use the hat there to help that guy, but I didn't just use it for no reason. I saw that he was taking damage, and then I used my hat. Tried to go chain the Ana, but I missed. All good. Now I want to build up some aura, and I see that my hazard's in, by the way, so I want to go help him. And by help, I just mean get value off of that. Oh, I get moved off the map. I'm gonna cry. That's okay. I can just TP out. I tried to go for the Lucio there. That's okay. I can shoot the Orisa for free and then TP out when things go bad. And there we go. I thought I had my chain. That's my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. I thought I had my chain and that's why I went forward. But I had my TP and not my chain. I misread the cooldowns there. My bad. Bro, everyone is one. We just need to shoot them. They're like all one.
Why am I showing weakness?
Nice. And like you can see, I'm like doing pretty good. Obviously my my tank is still doing a bit better than me, but that's just natural, right? Because it's a tank. I'm gonna go chain, heal up whoever I need to, and then obviously when you don't have your TP, by the way, you do want to play a little bit safe. Okay, well, I say that and I just troll, so. Oh, she fed, so that's good. Oh my god, there's too many people. I'm just dodging. I'm dodging. I'm crazy. But this Widow's just killing my whole team. I don't even know where she is. Where is she? Bro, she's the best. I didn't know where she was. I thought maybe she like grappled up somewhere. Ah, it's over. Well, despite my performance, we end up losing, but that's okay, right? Because you can see how I'm using my cooldowns and I'm doing damage. I've got 11k damage, 12k healing, and then if you pay attention to how I've been using my abilities, bro, I've got 18 enemies hindered and a 45% chain accuracy. Like, that is insane. So if you play like this, I guarantee you're gonna be able to rack up more, man.